Last week, I gave Red Rising a king and told you it gets worse before it gets better. I lied. It gets so much worse, it almost felt personal. Not with your screams, not with your rage, but with your silence. If you read along this week, you already know exactly which scene I'm building to. Let's talk about it. This is Golden Sun, Book 2 of Pierce Brown's Red Rising saga. Darrow's no longer just surviving inside Gold Society. He's rising fast, fighting real wars now instead of training ground simulations, and getting dangerously good at the political game he was only ever supposed to be sabotaging from the inside. The stakes jump hard in this one. What was personal infiltration in Book 1 becomes actual warfare. Fleets, sieges, the kind of large-scale conflict where Darrow's tactical brilliance starts making him genuinely valuable to the people he's trying to destroy. And that's the trap the whole book is built on. The better he gets at this, the more he becomes exactly what he's fighting. Old wounds from Book 1 don't stay buried, either. Cassius O'Bologna, his Institute ally turned enemy, is back, and the grudge between them is as much about grief as it is about politics. If you're reading along, this is the one where I'd budget more time than you think you need. The back third moves fast, and it does not let you catch your breath. Here's the thing Golden Sun does that I think makes it a better book than Red Rising, even though I rated Book 1 higher last week. It stops being about whether Darrow can infiltrate Gold Society and starts being about whether he can survive becoming good at it. By this book, Darrow is winning. Real military victories, real political standing, real power. And Brown keeps putting the camera on how unsettling that is, rather than playing it as a triumph montage. Every win costs him a piece of the person EO died for. There's a version of this story where the underdog gets strong enough to fight back, and that's the whole arc. And Brown clearly knows that version is the easy one. He's writing the harder version, where strength itself becomes the thing you have to watch out for. The friendship dynamics are doing the most damage in this book, and I mean that as the highest compliment. Roque, Darrow's friend, the poet, the guy who's spent 2 books being the moral and philosophical counterweight to Sevro's loyalty, is positioned the entire book as the person who'd never turn on Darrow. That's not an accident. Brown spends the whole book building trust in that relationship specifically, so the ending can spend it all at once. I won't relitigate the ending blow by blow. You read it, you know. But structurally, it's some of the best executed betrayal I've read in genre fiction, because it's not a twist for shock value. It's the thematic argument of the whole book made literal. In a system this corrosive, even genuine loyalty isn't load-bearing forever. Mustang gets more interesting here too. She's no longer just the gold who questions the system. She's actively trying to build something better, while everyone around her, Darrow included, keeps choosing the faster, bloodier path instead of her slower, more principled one. I think she's right more often than the book lets her win, and I think that's deliberate. It's setting up a real argument about means and ends that I'd be shocked if Book 3 doesn't pay off directly. And can we talk about how Brown writes warfare? The shift from Book 1's single arena conflict to Book 2's actual interplanetary war is a real swing. And it works because the tactics stay grounded in character. Darrow doesn't win battles because the plot needs him to. He wins because Brown's established exactly how his mind works, and then puts him in situations that reward that specific kind of thinking. It's the rare action-heavy book where I never once felt like I was reading filler between the character beats. There's also a colder read on this book I didn't expect to have until I was most of the way through it. This is the book where Darrow starts lying to people he loves for reasons he can mostly justify, one at a time. And the book never lets you forget that mostly justify is doing a lot of load-bearing work. Every individual lie makes sense in isolation. Stacked together across 300 pages, they're the same machinery the society uses to keep everyone underneath it compliant, just running at a smaller, more personal scale. I don't think Brown's saying Darrow's becoming the thing he's fighting. I think he's saying that's always the risk when the ends justify the means, and Book 2 is where that risk stops being theoretical. It's also just a clinic in pacing a middle book of a trilogy, which is its own underrated skill. A lot of trilogies sag in Book 2. It's the connective tissue, the part where you're setting up Book 3 without the New World momentum of Book 1. Golden Sun doesn't sag for a single chapter. Every section either escalates the war, escalates the politics, or escalates what a character's willing to risk. Usually two of the three at once. That's the kind of craft you don't notice while you're reading because you're too busy being unable to put it down. You only notice it in retrospect, which might be the highest compliment I can give a middle book. The moment I keep coming back to isn't a battle. It's the instant Roque turns. 2 books of being told this is the one friendship that survives everything Darrow's plan costs him, and then watching Brown spend all of it at once. Roque, my betrayer, sits in the corner. He was my friend. That's the line that turned betrayal from a plot device into the book's actual argument. Even real loyalty isn't load-bearing forever in a system built like this. Rating: Golden Sun gets an ace from me. Exceptional. 1 notch of pure brutality holding it back from a king. Who's this for? If Book 1 hooked you on the politics and the cost of power, this is where that theme gets its teeth. Fair warning if you're sensitive to character deaths handled unsentimentally. This book does not go easy on you. Comp titles: A Song of Ice and Fire for the No One is Safe, The Loyalty is the Weapon Structure, The Expanse for the Scale of the Warfare, Red Rising itself for tone, just turned up considerably. Copies linked below if you want to read along. Amazon Associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. 2 down, 50 to go. If you read this one along with me, I want to know in the comments, did you see the ending coming, or did it get you the way it got me? Next week, Book 3, Morning Star, and we close out the trilogy. Subscribe if you're still in this with me. See you in the next book.